Hello? How's it going, Dan? Yeah, I've just been making some calls to get things squared away before the rest of our season. Oh, you need to talk? I mean, is it important? I've got a lot of calls. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll be right there. You wanted to see me, Dan?
Yeah, go ahead and take a seat for me.
What's this about? Is everything okay with you?
Listen, I've been talking to the board over the last several days, and we've had to make some tough decisions. This franchise hasn't been going in a direction we're really comfortable with the last several years, and don't get me wrong, we like what you've done here, but we're looking to go in a different direction.
Well, what do you mean? I've put us in a great situation. We'll have some money this free agency, and we have the perfect balance of young guys and veterans to help us rebuild on the fly. What's wrong with that?
Look, it's not you. It's really not. We just need to move in a different direction. That includes our whole front office. I'm sorry, I really am. But I didn't just want to leave you hanging, so I've also been on the phone with the Rockets for the last week or so while we've been discussing these changes. They're looking for a change as well, and they'll like what you did here in your short time in Orlando. They want to at least interview you, and to me it sounded like they like you a lot. I hope this helps leave things on good terms. It was good while it lasted here.
Well, I appreciate that. Suppose I'll give them a call and set up a meeting. See you, Dan.
You here for the interview?
Yes, sir, I am.
Here, head on back with me. We can do it in my office. So, Joel, I've been keeping tabs on your work in Orlando. I like what you did in your short time. But before anything, why don't you tell me a little about yourself?
Well, my name is Joel Tate. I majored in sports management and videography at Georgia State University. I actually did a lot of film-related things there for their basketball team. And after getting my degree, the College Park Skyhawks took me on as a videographer, and eventually I became a consultant. After a couple years in that position, I received a job offer from the Magic for a front office position, and I managed to work my way up until becoming general manager.
Sounds like you've had quite the journey there. You've really got a lot of experience in several different positions. But you want to know why I really brought you in here? There's a million guys who have the same resume and experience as you, tons of. Only 30 GMs in this league, and do you know why I want you to be ours? You've got the vision, Joel. You see what pieces will fit and which ones won't ahead of time. You also like to win. And you know what winning does? Brings money. I'm sure you know the pandemic has put a bit of a hurting on my business, and so I've got to save money where I can. You think you can put a winning product on the floor and save me some money?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be tough, but
Great. I've got some meetings to get to, so familiarize yourself with the guys and gals in this office, and I'll set up a meeting between you and the coach tomorrow.
sure thing. Oh, brother, this could be a mess. Steven Silas?
Oh, you must be the new GM. You stopped in just in time. Practice is about to start and we can discuss this roster. Before we start though, I want to know your thoughts coming in from the outside. Then I'll tell you what I think.
Well, for starters, I think this roster through and through is pretty rough. I do like Christian Wood a lot, and I really think you'll be able to get everything we can get out of him offensively. Pick and pops, post-ups, just all around a really talented offensive player. Kevin Porter Jr. can be a really nice piece on the perimeter too if we can get him to ever settle down. His attitude is the only thing that's holding him back. Outside of that, it's really bad, coach. Really bad. Eric Gordon is injured. Oladipo was traded for Olynyk and Avery Bradley like 4 years too late. John Wall is on a massive contract, and while he's still a decent player, he just doesn't seem to know when to let other guys shine. I can tell he wants to be a good leader, but I think he goes about it the wrong way. He seems like he wants to lead more in shot attempts than in the locker room. But he's the only point guard we've got because, no, I am not counting DJ Augustine. I do like Jayshawn Tate, though, a lot. He seems like a really hard worker and a hard-nosed defender, even if he's undersized for the wing. That's honestly about it. We've got a lot of picks, so hopefully that helps us get something on the roster this offseason.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I do agree with you on a couple things about this roster, namely Christian Wood and Jayshawn. Christian is so talented offensively. I mean, he can do more things than KP could at times in Dallas. Jay-Sean is also a harder worker, as you can imagine. You can tell he loves to play defense and make his teammates better. And that's what you get from a guy fighting to stay in the league. I do disagree with you on the John Wall front, though. I think he's good for some of these guys. He's constantly praising guys when they do well. He's very vocal on the court. Him and Kevin get along well, and honestly, Kevin is misunderstood. You can't come down on him with an iron fist. He just doesn't respond well to it. Treat him like a person, and he's actually cool to be around. And man, he can be a hell of a player someday. Other than that, I imagine they hired you to shake up this roster pretty dramatically in the coming seasons, so I don't have much to comment about on the rest of the roster.
Yeah, this offseason I'm hoping we can put together a team that fits. We're kind of in the middle of a shift between eras right now, and as you are well aware of, it's resulted in some not great things. But I really love the fact that you're here, Steven. I think we'll get along great.
I'm glad you're here too. I think we'll get along just fine.
It was great talking to you, Coach, but I'm going to go introduce myself to the rest of the guys and get settled in. It's been a long few days. Talk to you later, man.